Picture perfect family is what we try to be. Look closer, you might see the crazy things we do. This isn't make-believe, it's our reality. Just your average family trying to be normal and stay out of trouble, living a double life.
What's up? Two Got Diamonds, Season 4, Episode 18, Nowhere to Slide. So, yeah. Before we start this video, I just want to talk about the sad passing of Michelle Trachtenberg, who played Georgina on Gossip Girl. I want to talk about how her death is sad. Not only because I loved her character on Gossip Girl, two, it's a sad loss, and it's a sad loss because not only did she play a great villain in Gossip Girl, two, she was the best character. And three, her last role before her death was playing Georgina. So in the Gossip Girl reboot, she never had anything before. She never had any roles after that, before her death, as I just learned about her death today. So I'm just saying is that my prayers go out to her family, and all the Gossip Girl community, Gossip Girl fandom, because as a guy who reviewed all 6 seasons of up until episode 1, all 5 seasons of the show, I know that having a death of an actress is really sad. But I'm not going to let that deter me from reviewing this episode. I just wanted to mention, because I did not know that. I did not know that she died. So I wanted to say that I'm sorry. That Michelle Trachtenberg, you were a great actress, you were a great character, and even though this is not a Gossip Girl video, this Diamond episode review is for you, because you were such a great actress, and sad knowing that you died with your your last role as Georgina being your last role. I wish she would have gone on to have more roles after her Georgina Sparks journey ended, but no. She died before she could get any more roles. So anyway, let's talk about this episode. Just wanted to mention that sadly, a great actress has gone too soon. So this episode starts off at the Thunder House with Billy, Hank, and Max laughing. Nora says, "What are they watching? The video of Max eating spicy hot wings?" Max says, "No, because that video is not funny." Phoebe says, "Sure it is. He was all like, my tongue is melting." Hank says they're actually watching the viral video of a wimpy survivalist who freaks out over nothing. Then the wimpy survivalist says, "Oh yes, the number one rule in surviving owl is that owl who's in it and he says, 'I want my mommy.'" Like, bro, like, I guess you're a wimpy survivalist, but why would you be scared of an owl? Billy says, "Guess it? Billy says he calls his mom mommy, and Barb is just like, bro, don't call him mommy again. Hank says, "What kind of loser can't handle one day in the wild?" Barb says, "It's easy to judge someone from their sofa." Hank says, "Barb, survivalist in the Thunderman's blood." Phoebe says, "Please, Max wouldn't last 5 minutes in the wilderness without his hairdryer." Max says, he doesn't have to. He has his own hairdryer." Then Max puts Heath's breath on his hands and just puts them all over and puts the heat into his hair. Chloe says, "You're smoking, Max." And Max says, "Thanks, Chloe." Max says, "Thank you, Chloe." And Hank says, "No, your hair is literally smoking." And Max says, make it stop. Freeze breath. So Phoebe freezes his hair. Barb says, "See, less indoorsy, more less outdoorsy, more indoorsy. Nora says, less camping, more glamping. And Phoebe says, yeah. And Phoebe says, yeah, at least tough now you can never survive in the wild. Max says, did they, about us? Hank says, Max, let him handle it. Did they, about us? Barb says there's no shame in it. It's just who you guys are. Max says, oh, okay, Thundermen, they need to prove them wrong tonight. The great outdoors becomes the great outdoors. He means they're going camping. Meanwhile, yeah, this episode again has no A plots or B plots, so we just get scene transition to the next scene, which is just a meanwhile moment. Meanwhile, Phoebe and Nora get an alert, and it says, "Did you see? You what? You go. Okay, you go." Yeah. And Phoebe says, "Okay, she'll go." They're dropping all 12 episodes of the new season of Best Chefs Forever tonight. This is where this plot kind of becomes dumb, where Phoebe and Nora act like this show is to die for, and that they will literally die if they don't watch it. Like, who cares? Like, literally, I'm not watching Diamonds Undercover right now, and I'm reviewing this show, and I don't care. I just wait. Of course, I don't care if I get spoiled on, like, cherries returning in the new episodes. I don't care. I'll just wait to watch that. But not them. They're like acting like this is some cult. This is some sacrificial thing, and they'll be sacrificed to the altar if they don't watch this episode. Like they'll literally die, that they'll literally kill themselves if they don't watch it. And if Michelle Tetchenberg killed herself or had done drugs, that was poor taste. Talking about that, but still, they're acting like they will die if they get spoiled. I see spoilers for the new sequel series all the time. And what do? I just don't bother. I just wait until I see it myself. Like in the new episode, it says Cherry will come back. Cherry will come back after her previous appearance in Thunderman's Return. I don't care. I just will wait to watch Thunderman's Undercover when I get to it after the movie. After I review this series and the movie. But these two characters are acting like, oh no, they don't watch it, they will literally die. Yeah. Anyway. Nora says, this means the chef survives the exploding pork roast. Phoebe says Nora and her will have to stay up all night and watch the entire season, so they have to watch the entire season, so nobody's spoiled. So when the new episode comes out, so nobody spoils it from that school on Monday, and that got me convinced. Where does Nora go? Where is her school? As I remember hearing about in Thunderman's Returns, Billy and Nora start attending Hindle High in that movie after everyone has already graduated. So where do they go now? Do they still attend Hindle High Elementary? Nora seems pretty older to be still attending that. So since we see them attending Hindle High in the movie, as I've heard, I've not seen the movie. Again, I've just seen one clip of it, like when it premiered. I've not seen the full film yet. So we see Billy and Nora attending Hindle, starting their first day at Hindle High in that movie. But for the main show, we don't know where they're currently being educated. We don't know where they're being educated. Barb says, girls, she had a totally brilliant idea. Phoebe says, Barb, she thought they talked about her using the word brill. Barb says, she's super jacked. She's just she's just super jacked. And Nora says, add jazz to the list too. And Phoebe says, okay. Barb says, okay, since the boys are going camping, she planned an old-fashioned McBurgers night. What? They say tonight, and Barb says it's time to introduce Chloe to all the fun tradition they had McBoogers had down on the family farm. Hey, Chloe. Chloe says Mom needs some cowbells, baby. Again, I don't think we've seen Chloe say the word baby in like episodes, so they're finally bringing it back. Phoebe says, what are they gonna do? Nora says, if they don't watch every single episode tonight, they'll get spoiled and their lives will be over. No, they won't. Again, as I said, I've seen spoilers from the new Thurman show and I don't care. They're acting like this will basically kill them. That they will basically take their own lives if they don't see this. Which they don't. So why does this matter? Phoebe says she knows what one of them's gonna have to tell Barb they already have plans. They say, you tell her. No, you tell her. You tell her. Barb says, oh, there's nothing she wants more in this world than one night with her girl. Or maybe a pig or two. Sweet! Yeah, that pierced my ears when she said that. Man did. When I watched this episode, Barb said, sweet! Man, did I feel a piercing. But anyway, man, did I feel a piercing in my ears. Maybe the volume was too loud, but man, maybe I had the volume too loud, but man, did my ear couldn't survive that. Meanwhile, outside, Max says, mosquito? Hank says, check. Max says, sleeping bag? Billy says, check. Max says, prove to the girls that prove to the girls that they have survival skills. Hank says, ooh, big check. Max says, how dare they say we're not outdoorsy. Hank says, yeah, they're outdoors right now. Billy says, help him with his bag. Hank says, ooh. Yeah, he says ooh a lot in this. He says, ooh, what's in this thing? Feels like he's carrying a ton of rocks. Billy says, he is. Then he is. Whoa! Billy falls down and Hank helps him up. Claus says he managed to pack all of his survival guides into only 8 bags. Hank says, hold Claus, though, he isn't coming. Billy says, yeah, a bunny can survive in nature. Claus says, where does he think bunnies are? Bunnies came from. And Billy says, France? Yeah, where do you think bunnies are from? And Billy says, France? Oh, Billy. Oh, Billy. You will never get any more dumber, and I will not continue to disliking you every time they make you dumb. Max says, sorry, Colosso, but this is for Thundermen only. He understands, right? Colosso says, yeah, he was totally joking. These suitcases are empty. But then clothes pop out of it to prove Colosso is dirt cheap. I mean that Colosso is lying. He's not dirt cheap. Why did I say that? But anyway. Yeah. Colosso says, this is all part of the joke. So are these tears. And then he leaves. Hank says, time to go. Thunderman, off to survive! And then they fly away. only to then cut to them coming back, of course, basically being just battered, bruised, destroyed. And Hank says, Thundermen, they barely survived. Yeah, they basically, this is the plot. Yeah, Hank cannot survive the wilderness, I guess. Max says, yeah. Max says, the bats were in his hair. His hair! Hank says, the squirrel stole his jerky. His jerky! And Billy says, then he saw that scary Sasquatch bathing in the river. Hank says, yeah, a Sasquatch. Obviously, basically confirming that Billy mistook Hank for a Sasquatch, which is kind of funny. It not only shows that Billy's dumb, but it also shows that this is a funny joke. So, he guesses they better tell the girls they were right about them not being able to survive outdoors. Max says, Hank, they can't tell them. Hank, they can't tell them that. They'll never hear the end of it. So let's just sneak into his lair, hide out, return in the morning, and after a night of nature. Hank says, no, he's not going to lie to Barb. You hypocrite! You hypocrite, bro. You're not going to lie to Barb about this, but you lied to her about Chloe's blanket episodes ago? But you lied about Chloe's blanket in episode 16. Oh my. Yeah, literally. He doesn't want to lie about this, but in Can't Hardly Date, he was willing to lie about him. So he won't lie to Barb about him. So he won't lie to Barb about him not being able to survive the wilderness. But he will lie to her when it comes to when he steals Chloe's blankie from her. So yeah, wilderness, no. Wilderness, no. I will not lie to Barb about that. But Chloe's blankie, yeah, I will lie about that. You hypocrite, Hank. So Chloe's blankie is one. So he'll lie about Chloe's blankie, but when it comes to telling Barb about the wilderness, he won't tell her about that, but he will lie to her about stealing Chloe's blankie. Man, do I hate this? Man, do I sometimes dislike this dude? Man, man, do they make Hank such an awful character to root for? Like literally, he'll lie about Chloe's blankie, but he won't. But he doesn't want to lie to Barb. Doesn't want to lie to Barb about not surviving the wilderness, but he will lie to her about the whereabouts of Chloe's blankie. Again, man, do I dislike this man. Again, Billy says, yeah. Hank says he's not gonna lie to Barb. Again, you lied to her about Chloe's blankie, but I guess this situation is the one you will lie to her about. But Chloe's blankie, hiding Chloe's blankie, that's the situation you should lie to her about. Hank says, Billy, yeah, he says he's not gonna lie to Barb. Billy says, me neither. And Max says, they can order pizza, so they say they're into lying to Barb. Again, Hank, bro. I don't know what Barb sees in you sometimes. Like, man, I don't know why she stays with you. You constantly lie to her. You are sometimes honest, but in this episode you don't want to lie to her, but Max tricks you into doing it. But in Chloe's blankie episode, but episode 16, Can't Hardly Date, you were so insistent on not lying Barb, which in this episode you didn't want to do, but in Can't Hardly Date, you literally did. Me and Max, after the opening, in Max's lair, Hank, Barb, and Billy are watching the Whippers survivors say I want my mommy. And Hank says, Max says, what a loser. Hank says, can't handle the pathetic, the wild, pathetic. Hank hears a knock on the door. Hank says, Max, it was on Max's idea, Barb. Max says, it's just a pizza. Hank says, he knew it was the pizza. He didn't know it was the pizza. Max says, sorry. He give the pizza employee. Max goes up to the window and gives the employee a tip. But he says, he give the employee a tip, but he's camping. And he closes the door in her face. And she's just like, man, that's terrible acting. Like, literally, she didn't knock on his door or try to ask him for a tip. She's just like, oh, I guess that's my life now. I don't get tips. It's very weird. It's very okay. Hank said. What? Max says, okay guys, before they eat, they need to cover their tracks. Send the girls proof that they're in the wild. Hank says, Max can't make him go back there. Max says, relax. All they have to do is stage a photo of them camping. Hank, remember that photo of him from Statue of Liberty? Hank says, remember it? He made a t-shirt out of it. Max says, well, there's something he should know. Then Max presses his watch and a Statue of Liberty backdrop appears behind him. Hank says, he's been wearing a lie. And Billy says, does that mean Max wasn't at the running of the bulls? Max presses his watch and the running of the bulls backdrop appears behind him. And Billy says, Max, watch out. Like he doesn't see it's fake because remember, Billy is dumb. He's probably dropped on his head, which was stated in Hero. A hero is born. He's probably, I still believe that, literally. Yeah, he was probably what made him dumb. Billy would have been smarter if he wasn't dropped on his head as a baby. Hank says, as Max's father, he's really disappointed. But as a partner in lie, he says, take them to the forest. Then Max presses his watch and a forest backdrop behind him. Max says, say surviving. It's kind of like how Phoebe says, say evil. It's kind of like how Phoebe in Thunder in Paradise, which was my favorite episode of the season, which will still my favorite episode of the season. Like none of these episodes of the season has been able to top that one yet. Where she says, hey everyone, say evil, and Billy says evil, which it kind of reminds me of that when them saying, but Max saying say surviving, and they say surviving. Survive. And Max takes a picture. Meanwhile, Barb says, howdy, you gather around, farm girls, and get ready in the McBooger spirit, and some hay facial, and a little jug band music. Phoebe says, and please say watching Best Chefs Forever, because this girl cannot go. It's like again, this thing will kill her if she doesn't watch it. Barb says, pin the tail on the alpaca. Chloe says, what's an alpaca? Because of course you would know what that is. Of course Chloe wouldn't know what an alpaca is. She's like 5 years old. But apparently she's old enough to have a makeup mirror. That still doesn't make any sense. But so she doesn't know what an alpaca is, but she's old enough to have a makeup mirror. Again, that still doesn't make any sense. Chloe says, Phoebe says it's kind of like a fluffy dog that spits. Nora says, Barb's family raised alpacas on their farm. Barb says, not to brag, but they were the most respected breeders in the
entire tri-state area and carry the flat of
raised alpacas on their farm. Barb says, not to brag, but they were the most respected breeders in the tri-state area. And that reminded me of Phineas and Ferb. So does that mean that Phineas and Ferb and the Thundermans exist in the same universe? A Nickelodeon show and a Disney show exist in the same universe? If SpongeBob can exist, if SpongeBob can be referenced, if SpongeBob exists in the Thundermans world, then why can't Phineas and Ferb? Phoebe says, were there many... I'll have to put that Phineas and Ferb joke in this video. It'll probably be during one of these scenes. Phoebe says, were there many alpaca breeders in the tri-state area? Barb says, no, just them. Klaus, dressed as a girl, says, how you do? Do they got some room? Got room for one more farm girl? Barb says, sorry, Colosso. This is reserved for McBooger girls only. So get to hopping. And get it? Hopping? Because he's a bunny? Come on, show. Klaus says, yeah, totally. He was just joking. He didn't want to hang out with them. Another Colossal joke scores, and Colossal leaves. She says she has an idea. Follow her. Barb says, but hey, Barb, why didn't she take the first hay mask? Barb says, well, she did work her buns off setting this up. And Phoebe says, yeah, she sure did. Now, hit the hay. Phoebe and Nora says, and stay cool as a cucumber while she listens to calming sounds of the farm. Barb says, isn't this nice? Just them McBoogers bonding. Phoebe says, yep. And Phoebe says, yep. And Nora says, you said it. Like, they're totally distracted. As Phoebe and Nora put in their random headphones that they for some reason got. Chloe says, what you watching? Yeah, and they say, quiet, Chloe. And of course, Barb immediately hears Chloe say, what you're watching, and her and her detection skills goes on. So she's like, girls, I'll put it on my mad mode. Girls, there are no things at the farm. Wait, actually, wait, no, I shouldn't put it right now. She's like, there are no things in the farm. She's like, girls, she's like, girls, no fun on the farm. Now, as I used to say back home, I'll pack these up for later. Phoebe says, I'll pack these up for later. That's so funny. Isn't that funny, Nora? Nora says, yeah, that's so funny, Phoebe. Phoebe says, okay, she's gone. Plan B. Nora keeps Barb busy while she goes downstairs to Max's lair and watches Best Chefs Forever on his computer. Nora says, wait, she doesn't get to watch Best Chefs Forever. Phoebe says she'll tell her what happened. So Nora justifiably lasers Phoebe. Which I shouldn't say justifiably because these two are being jerks in this episode. They are putting their priorities over Barb's priorities. Which will, of course, come back to bite them later. But still, I agree. Yeah, this episode really makes me feel bad for Barb again. So, yeah. So he says they'll take turns. Meanwhile, Max is like, hey. Meanwhile, Max later, Hank says this is what it's all about. Boys back to basics. Hank says, Hank burps. And Max says, nice. And Billy says, you ever stop to think a burp is a memory of a meal you just ate? Hank says, that's pretty deep, Billy. And the mini thunder monitor alerts him to Phoebe approaching. Billy says he didn't know the thunder monitor had a baby. Max says it's his mini thunder monitor to alert him every time Phoebe comes down there. Every time Phoebe comes down here. Max says it doesn't warn them when they come, does it? And Max says, to avoid the question, quick hide. Phoebe says, looks Yeah, because Phoebe doesn't know what Max and the gang are doing, she just thinks that Barb, because Phoebe doesn't know that Max and the Barb and Hank and Billy are down there. To her, she thinks that Barb is responsible for why everything's a mess in the lair. Why? Okay, blaming Barb for things that she had no control of because you don't know it's actually Max's fault. Okay. She says, look like Barb turned this place into a pigsty, am I right? Oh wait, she's alone. Now a recipe for friendship, dollop, and intriguing. Then Phoebe sings the theme song to Best Chefs Forever. And I would have played it, but I thought the singing was really bad. Of course, Kira Cosmond's good singing, but just man, as Phoebe, she's not a really good singer. And what did the laugh track do? They applauded Phoebe for Kira for her singing. No, you don't applaud Phoebe for her singing. And of course, as she's singing, Max, Billy, and Hank are just looking at each other, being like, "What? Why is she singing this? Like, what is going on here?" Meanwhile, Barb says, alright, who's ready for a little jug band jamboree? Chloe Nora says, me. And Barb says, okay, back in the day, the McBooger Barner band was considered a respected jug band in the tri-state area. Another fancy for reference I'll put there. And Nora says, were there many jug bands in the face for a joke? Barb says, no, just then. Hope Phoebe's okay. She's been gone a while. Nora says she better get back here soon because it's her turn to go to the outhouse. Nora says, Barb says, alright, go ahead and tell Phoebe to hurry back. She's not going to want to miss her jamming out on her spoon. Here with some cowbell, Chloe. Chloe says, first I gotta hit some dirt juice. Farm fresh. Yeah, that's literally what Chloe said. Meanwhile, in the next layer, Phoebe says, Bird, it's getting cold just watching these two chefs off in a little Tokyo meat freezer. So Phoebe telekinetically takes Max's blanket, the blanket Max is hiding in. So Max tries to hide, and Hank says he's there. She tries to hide under bed, but Billy's there, so he's there too. So Max hides his face with a plushie. Nora shows up saying, quick question, has Phoebe ever tasted goopy dirt juice? Phoebe says, no, ew. And Nora says, well, she has. Which means it's Phoebe's turn to make Booger sit. Phoebe says, but Chef Burrell and Brienne are about to cater a ninja wedding. Just stay down here and they'll finish the episode together. Nora says, okay, just give her the headphones. Phoebe says, no, they're hers. Like man, Phoebe, let's just share it. Find Max, they're probably under his bed. So Nora then unknowingly touches Billy's face, which is kind of weird. And Nora says, it feels like she touched a rotten jack-o'-lantern. You were touching Billy's face, girl. I don't defend Billy, but here he is. Billy then sees Max's headphones and just gives them to Nora without her questioning who, because she wasn't even finding them on her own. She doesn't even question it. She doesn't even question how she ended up with these. She just says, God. And Max says, that was close. They're finally safe. Klaus says, hey guys. Max says, Klaus, he's not a rat. He's not going to rat them out. Klaus says, he's no rat. Billy says, yeah, they know he's a bunny. What is wrong with this guy? Klaus says, he's here to help. Barb's coming down here. Hank says, she is? They better hide in the slide so she doesn't find out that they're not camping. So they go up in the slide. As Barb says, girls, then Barb justifiably electrifies Max's computer, which probably cost him billions of dollars. Yeah, she electrifies that thing. Yeah. Barb said electrifies that thing, destroying the computer. Barb Barb says, she can't believe them. Nora says, they can't explain it. Barb says, explain what? They pretended to go to an outhouse so they could sneak down there and avoid her girls' night. Phoebe says, so she's all caught up. Again, Phoebe, you jerk. Again, this episode makes me feel bad for Barb. Like, she's just trying to do these things and pass on her traditions to Chloe. And look at these two jerks coming in, ruining her night. Man, I really dislike Phoebe and Nora in this episode. Man, they really made me... I usually dislike Phoebe, but I started to like her again. But in this episode, it makes me dislike her again. And Nora. Because they're both being jerks. They're interrupting they're interrupting Barb's bonding time with Chloe. And Barb's just trying to bond with them too. So it makes them come out as really jerk. It makes you feel a bit sad for Barb because Barb's actually trying to teach these kids some things. Barb says, well, you don't have to worry. There'll never be another McBooker's girls' night. And, of course, as Barb leaves, you feel bad for her. Phoebe says, wait, and they chase after her. Again, yeah. Max says, slides back in saying, but Costa says, hold on a second. They might need to come back. Max says, thanks for having their backs, buddy. Wait, how does he know Barb was going to coming? Costa says, he called Barb to get revenge on the girls for not including him in their night. And Max says, that's funny. Wait, they were left out of their night. Klaus says he knows. Revenge! As he presses the button, trapping Max, Hank, and Billy in the slide. Hank says, Colosso, you better let him out. You better let them out, you traitor. Billy says, you can't yell. You have to sweet talk him. Colosso, let them out, you fashionable traitor. Max says, why are they wasting their time? Nobody can hear them. Hank says, well, he'll have to punch his way out. Max says, Hank, no. Hank says, ow. And Max says, that's what he was trying to tell him. He steals this night place with Thundertanium. There's literally no way out. Hank says, why would he do that? And Max says, well, back when he was evil, he was going to trap Hank and sell him to Dark Mayhem. He doesn't want to bore him with all the details. Hank says, the girls think they're out camping. It could be days before anyone finds them. Max says, hey, Colosso can never leave them. He feels bad is going to let them out any second. But instead of doing that, Colosso is watching Best Chefs Forever and vibing to the theme song. And saying, good stuff. Meanwhile, with jerk Phoebe and jerk. Meanwhile, back with the two jerks and Chloe and the best character Chloe, Barb is currently raining basically outside, having a projected thunder. Is having a thunderstorm, having a thundercloud appear over her head. Yeah, Barb. We didn't know Barb could do that, but I guess Barb is so heartbroken by her daughter's betrayals that she put a mini rain cloud over her head. Phoebe says, wow, they really broke Barb's heart. Barb's heart. Nora says, yeah, she's never seen her do that before. And I said, outside, Barb's with a mini with a thundercloud over her. Chloe says, whatever they did to Mommy, they need to fix it. Phoebe says, Chloe's right. Yeah, you jerk. Of course Chloe can be right. She's the only good character. She and Barb are the only good characters in this plot, in this segment. Because, yeah, they are the only two characters that are actually good. You two are jerks. That's what I just gotta say. Phoebe and Nora are jerks throughout the entire episode. Yeah, Phoebe says Chloe's right. They were so worried about their show being spoiled, they ended up spoiling Barb's special night. Nora says, let's get out there and apologize and give her a big hug. But that thundercloud, but Barb's mini thundercloud's is like, nope, that's not happening, and I will not let you take Barb away from me, as it blasts lightning at the door scaring them all. Phoebe says, new plan. They gave her the best girls' night in the history of McBooger, in the history of the McBooger. Boy, is that an unfortunate last name. Yeah, Max finds it funny and ain't misbehaving. Meanwhile, back in the slide, Hank says, he's so cold. Max and hungry. Hank says, what was that? And Hank says, his stomach. He said he was hungry. Billy says, right, but then Billy says the girls were right. They're no better than They're no better than that wimpy survivalist. Max says, Billy's right, but maybe that's a good thing. Billy says, what do you mean? And Max says, all the best stuff is inside, like the couch and TV. Hank says, ooh, and the refrigerator. And Billy says, and the Grand Canyon. Max says, no, but he likes Billy's passion. But the point is, they should be proud that they are who they are. They're not outdoorsmen, they're indoorsmen. They say, yeah. And Max says, and they'll survive this slide. And they say, yeah, because they're indoors now. Yeah. Does anyone have a plan? No. Meanwhile, Chloe says, come on, look, Mommy. Billy says, Barb says, Chloe, I already told you, McBooger nights, a McBooger butt. Chloe says, are you sure about that? Then Phoebe and Nora say, howdy y'all, howdy do. Not howdy ho, I don't know why I put howdy ho. Howdy ho, I'm Mr. Hanky. This is wait a minute. Is this the Third Man's episode where Phoebe and Nora are chucked and treat Bob like trash, even though she's done basically everything for them? Barb said, what's going on? Nora says, they behave like a couple of cow patties. So now they're giving her a big boogie night of her dream. Barb says, is that a real alpaca? Girls, they don't ever pretend anymore. She says they don't want to have her do her girls' night. Phoebe says, just enjoy the jug band sounds of the Thunder Girls. Phoebe thinks there aren't no jugging like they don't have Barb. There aren't no jugging they don't have Barb. There aren't no jugging though she works so hard with her family and her app making sweet music. Her family and her app like there's nothing to it. A girl country at heart, a McBooger through and through. Look smart and lightning powers too. Her family and her heart and her family pride, with her children and her husband always by her side. Yeah, Hank is not always by her side. Then they ended with Phoebe said, she doesn't think the alpaca liked it. Barb says, girl, is that a wild alpaca? Nora says, they don't know. Claus will help them find it. And again, yeah, but why do they listen to Clauso? Clauso says, yep, that's a real alpaca, all right. This alpaca's wild, all right. That's what they get for leaving him out of girls' night. Barb says, it's girls' night, not a 48-year-old rabbit night. And Claus is like, did she just tell them his real age? Did she just tell them his age? Enjoy your alpaca lips. He should go. And he leaves. Chloe says, me too. Later, which again, also feels like another catchphrase of hers. She always says later every time she gets scared. It's kind of weird. Barb says, girls take cover. Then the alpaca starts spitting out random stuff. Barb says they should be safe from the raging alpaca as long as she's not a spitter. Then the alpaca spits at them, and Phoebe says she thinks the alpaca is a spitter. Nora says, Phoebe, freeze the fluffy piece. Barb says, no. She'll handle it. She says, yeah. She'll handle it. She was the best alpaca barker in the face of her joke. And Phoebe says, were there many? And Barb says, actually, yes. They taught it at the high school. Okay, she wants them to hear an apology. She then starts barking at the alpaca and translates it as the alpaca wants an apology from all of them. And Phoebe says, I don't think that's what that means. The Barb says, just do it. Then they start barking at the alpaca. This episode got really weird. It went from me feeling bad for Barb to, what am I watching? I'm watching two teenage girls and their mom try to talk to an alpaca. What am I watching here? Where's the regular show? Like Louie. Like what happened? Now this episode went from Barb, me feeling bad for Barb for being mistreated by these two jerks, to those two jerks and Barb barking at an alpaca. Yeah, Barb says, no, you mean it. And then Barb says, there you are, little friend. Nora says, wow, Barb, that was beyond impressive. Hugh says, they are beyond sorry. They should have never put their show above her girls' night. Yes, you two were jerks. We get it. Nora says, they know how important they are to her. Barb says, it's not about activities she looks forward to. She'd be happy doing anything as long as she's doing it with her girl. Chloe teleports in, saying, best McBooger night ever. She could have put baby, but she didn't. And Barb says, oh, you know, after they clean this mess, she thinks she knows a way they can spend the next 12 hours together. Meanwhile, they are watching 12 Best Chefs. She can't believe the chef gave the other chef the last piece of wedding cake, even though she knew it had an antidote. Nora said, that's what a best chef forever do. That's what best chefs forever do for each other. And Barb says, this is the worst show she's ever seen. And I gotta say, this is the worst episode. Man, this is not a very good episode. But she loves hanging out with them. Chloe says, hey, didn't boys used to live here? And Barb says, yeah. And Phoebe says, yeah, they aren't home yet. I guess they actually made it through the night. Barb says, yeah, they're actually hard on them. Maybe they are survivors. And Klaus is like, ah ha ha, yeah, right. Here's what they were really doing as he presses the lever, revealing them coming as they all come out. Billy says, they're free. Hank says, the refrigerator. Max says, the couch. Billy says, the thunder monitor. He met her baby. Nora says, wait, were they in the slide all night? Max says, correction, they were surviving in the slide all night. Because they're Thundermen. 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 Phoebe says, they were attacked by a wild alpaca in their own home, and still that's the weirdest thing they've seen. Klaus says, well, he hopes they'll learn a valuable lesson for leaving out their plan. Max says, they did, buddy. He knows exactly how to make it. Like he was all part of their night. Cut to Klaus trapped in the later slide this time, saying, very funny, Max. Ha ha ha. The joke's over. Is that alpaca in there? Take it easy, buddy. He wants his mommy. To end the episode. So, what did I just watch? What did I just watch? I went from liking this episode to being like, what the crap did I just watch? I went from, wow, I feel bad for Barb, to, again, what did I just watch? I don't know what I just watched. This episode is really, really, really weird. Not only is a good Barb focus episode, Max and Phoebe and Nora are jerks. It's cool to see Hank. It's cool to see Max, Hank, and Billy together because usually we get either Max and Phoebe or Billy and Nora. But seeing the three of them hang together was actually a good change of pace. But yeah, I did not like this episode. I liked it for its thing, but by the end, I didn't like it because it became unfocused. It became unfocused. So next episode we got Significant Brother. Cherry's brother Perry comes to town, who's a pro skater in Canada. Yes, Canada. And Phoebe falls for him instantly. Cherry and Phoebe, of course, cause a rift in their friendship because Cherry doesn't want Phoebe dating her brother, so Phoebe must choose. Should she choose her friendship with Cherry or her love for Cherry's brother? Meanwhile, the B plot, Max, Billy, and Nora have become obsessed with bottle flipping because, yep, this was 2018. This episode actually premiered in 2016, so it kind of makes this episode was produced in 2016, but aired in 2018, so it kind of makes sense why, because bottle flipping was really popular back in 2016. Not now, but yeah. So I don't like this. I liked this episode at the start, but by the end, it just lost all connection with this